Hello, my name is Kristi and I'm an associate at the Wadsworth Public Library. There's nothing quite as unique as the relationship between a mother and her daughter. No one gets under a daughter's skin quite like her mother. We fight and we stop speaking, sometimes for 15 minutes, sometimes for 15 years. We tell them everything or nothing at all. We let them coddle us or we push them away. We love them and we hate them. But through the good times, the bad times, and the many in between, our mothers are always there, even when they're not directly at our side. These 10 unforgettable mother-daughter books take a look at the many different kinds of women we call mom, and the impact they have on who we become. The Mothers by Britt Bennett. This debut novel is stunning in its ability to evoke the realities of a young woman's life when she is just on the cusp of becoming an independent woman. The protagonist has lost her mother to suicide and is engulfed in grief. At the heart of the story is her female friend, another motherless daughter. Of course, there are men in the mix, but the fundamental issue that drives this story is, what does it mean to be a mother, and how do you survive without one? One True Thing by Anna Quinlan. Quinlan examines delicate family dynamics with this resonating tale of a matriarch's illness and the tempest of emotion that swirls around her deterioration and death. Ellen Goulding is enjoying her career as a successful magazine writer in New York City when she learns that her mother, Kate, is dying of cancer. Ellen's father insists that she quit her job and return home to become a caregiver. A high-powered career woman, Ellen has never felt she had much in common with her mother, a homemaker and the heart of their family. Yet as Ellen begins to spend time with Kate, she discovers many surprising truths, not only about herself, but also about the woman she thought she knew so well. If literature were judged solely by its ability to elicit strong emotions, Quinlan would win another Pulitzer for this wrenching fiction. That Kind of Mother by Rumaan Alam. This story is about a white woman who adopts her black nanny's son and burrows deep into the issues of race, class, and the nature of family. Like many first-time mothers, Rebecca Stone finds herself both deeply in love with her newborn son and deeply overwhelmed. Struggling to juggle the demands of motherhood with her own aspirations and feeling utterly alone in the process, she reaches out to the only person at the hospital who offers her any real help, Priscilla Johnson, and begs her to come home with them as her son's nanny. Priscilla's presence quickly does as much to shake up Rebecca's perception of the world as it does to stabilize her life. Rebecca is white and Priscilla is black, and throughout their relationship, Rebecca finds herself confronting, for the first time, the blind spots of her own privilege. She feels profoundly connected to the woman who essentially taught her what it means to be a mother. When Priscilla dies unexpectedly in childbirth, Rebecca steps forward to adopt the baby. But she is unprepared for what it means to be a white mother with a black son. As soon as she learns, navigating motherhood for her is a matter of learning how to raise 2 children whom she loves with equal ferocity, but whom the world is determined to treat differently. My Name is Lucy Barton by Elizabeth Strout. Nobody does maternal dysfunction better than Elizabeth Strout, and this novel does not disappoint. Lucy Barton is in a hospital in New York City recovering from surgery when, out of the blue, her mother arrives from rural Illinois to sit by her side. Rather than soothing Lucy, the visits bring up bad memories of the abuse she suffered as a child. And yet, over the course of the 5-day visit, Lucy comes to a kind of reconciliation with her mother and how she treated her in the past, in part based on her own experiences as both a wife and a mother. Strout doesn't offer redemption, but she does offer an incisive commentary on the obstacles faced by all mothers caring for daughters, and especially those mothers living in poverty and isolation. Beloved by Toni Morrison. Winner of the Nobel Prize, Toni Morrison's Beloved is a spellbinding portrait of a mother haunted by her past. Setha was born a slave and escaped to Ohio, but 18 years later she is still not free. She has borne the unthinkable and not gone mad, yet she is still held captive by memories of Sweet Home, the beautiful farm where so many hideous things happened. Meanwhile, Setha's house has long been troubled by the angry, destructive ghost of her baby who died nameless and whose tombstone is engraved with a single word, Beloved. Where'd You Go, Bernadette? By Maria Semple. Maria Semple's witty, engaging novel takes the form of a collage of documents, emails, transcripts, live blogs, FBI reports, and magazine articles, all strung together by B. Branch, a smart and articulate 15-year-old. But beneath this surface playfulness is a fascinating story of one woman's retreat from the world. B loves her mother, even if she butts head with the other moms of their Seattle neighborhood. Bernadette is opinionated, eccentric, immensely agoraphobic, and quite inexplicably nowhere to be found. Little B has taken it into her own hands to piece the puzzle together, and the path to answers is emotional, zany, and as unpredictable as the woman she loves most. The Patron Saint of Liars by Ann Patchett. In the novel that launched Patchett's extraordinary career, Rose Clinton is a pregnant resident of St. Elizabeth, a short-term housing facility for unwed mothers in Habit, Kentucky. Rose's past is shrouded in mystery. She has a husband and plans to give her baby up for adoption. She changes her mind upon giving birth to her daughter, Cecilia, deciding instead to stay at St. Elizabeth's and raise her daughter among the nuns and teenage girls who cycle through the place. But her past does that thing that most pasts tend to do. It demands to make itself known. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Little Fires Everywhere is such an apt title for a novel that delves into the intricacies and angst that undoubtedly burns through some relationships, maybe none more so than a mother and a daughter. At its core, this moving story explores the notion that being a mother doesn't mean being perfect. It comes down to love, sacrifice, and sheer will. Through her cast of captivating characters, Celeste confronts the reality that haunts us all. Each and every one of us is rife with cracks and flaws, no matter how well we hide it from prying eyes. That's just life. This Is My Life by Meg Wolitzer. Wolitzer's signature style of keen observations, compassion for her characters, sharp humor, and a strong social hook shine through in This Is My Life. The novel expertly captures the uncertainties of adolescence and the trials of growing up in the shadow of a mother who is caught between the conflicting pulls of fame and family. Dottie Ingalls, a comedian extraordinaire, performs her act in Vegas and on late-night TV. Her two daughters, Opal and Erica, live on the periphery of her glittering life, seeing her on television screens more often than they do at home. But when Dottie's ratings begin to slide, it takes both of her daughters to save Dottie from herself. Hot Milk by Deborah Levy. Sophia is a young anthropology student who has spent her life taking care of her mother Rose, who suffers from a mysterious and unexplainable illness that's arguably psychosomatic. The two of them move to a hot coastal community in Spain where Rose can attend a local clinic run by a peculiar doctor who may be her last hope. Throughout her life, Sophia has struggled to forge an identity for herself, inextricably linked to her mother in an unhealthy bond, to the point where Sophia begins to mirror some of Rose's symptoms. But while her mother is under the care of this new doctor, Sophia has the opportunity to detach and become her own person. What follows is a complex, provocative, unusual story about desire, sexuality, and identity, as Sophia toes the line between independence and familial responsibility. Hot Milk is a dysfunctional family novel, unlike any other. We end this list with a bonus nonfiction book and a brilliant letter from a real and magnificent woman to a fictional daughter. Letter to My Daughter by Maya Angelou. In her introduction, Angelou explains, "I gave birth to one child, a son, but I have thousands of daughters. You are black and white, Jewish and Muslim, Asian, Spanish-speaking, Native Americans, and Aleut. You are fat and thin, and pretty and plain, gay and straight, educated and unlettered, and I am speaking to you all. Here is my offering to you." If you have lost your mother, or perhaps you have not had the nurturing mother that every person deserves, this may be a gift that you can give yourself this Mother's Day. And that's my list of 10 unforgettable mother-daughter novels. If you need any help accessing these materials or have any questions, you can give us a call at 330-334-5761. Visit us online at www.wadsworthlibrary.com or email us at reference@wadsworthlibrary.com. Thank you for using the Wadsworth Public Library, and have a great, happy Mother's Day.